So imagine a city that grew up out of a small town that had a very prominent center to it. You know, one of those squares that are so common to communities here in Georgia and Alabama. Imagine that. High above the city streets, four steeples rise impressively. There's a church on every corner of the square. There's a Baptist and a Methodist, a Lutheran and a Catholic, where people come to sing and say their prayers. Well, the Baptists had a plan one year to fill their grounds with Christmas cheer. They put a plastic manger on the lawn. They had a little Christmas tree and Christmas songs on MP3 that softly played from sunset until dawn. Then the Lutherans thought they'd join the fun, and not the kind to be outdone. They made a live nativity with a donkey and a lamb. So the Baptists took their display down. The congregation gathered round, and that is when the Manger War began. Thus they fought the Manger War, the mighty, messy Manger War. Thus they fought the Manger War to the glory of the Lord. So the Baptists put a plan in gear. They hired a high-priced engineer. They built a stage, a light show, and a Christmas carousel. Those Lutherans licked their wounded pride. Their manger budget multiplied. They knew that they could do one just as well. And then those Catholics joined the show. They came up with their own tableau. 12 goats, 2 camels, and a small symphonic band. They even gave out bingo cards and put some pews out in the yard so folks could B-I-N-G-O with cider in their hands. And though they seemed above the fray, well, the Methodists at last gave way. They bought an antique Christmas sleigh and 12 Norwegian deer. That Santa Claus looked oh so good. He was hired right out of Hollywood, and little elves were with him, serving nacho chips and beer. And thus they fought their Manger War, their mighty, messy Manger War. Thus they fought the Manger War to the glory of the Lord. Each day crowds of people too. On YouTube they went viral. They made USA Today. There were Christmas lights, concession stands, and each church had a worship band. You could hear them playing Silent Night a mile or more away, where the mayor came and the council too, to do what good politicians do. They said that each display was quite the best they'd ever seen. They said that such activity, it will help our town economy. And after all, that's always been the most important thing. But just about a block away, at the mission where the homeless stay, there's a teenage girl who's clearly almost due. The bed is hard, she does her best, despite that noise, to get some rest. She's frightened at the things she's living through. She came to town a day ago, her boyfriend too, a guy named Joe. They'd gone to all the churches on the square. The Baptist and the Methodist, the Lutherans and the Catholics, each said we'd like to help you, but we have no room to spare. Cause we are in a manger war, this mighty, messy manger war. We are in this manger war to the glory